Hello there, Akko here. Welcome to episode 10 of my Feed the Beast a little bit Let's Play. I literally have not been on since I finished the video yesterday. I was a bit ill yesterday, so I went to bed. I was asleep all day. So I've done nothing since I showed you this little setup. So a couple of little things I missed, I'm going to run through with this for clarity. I want to show you how I made the Tesseract first of all. So what I did, I made some more obsidian using the minium stone and use that to make some more hardened glass in these guys. And I also made some more ender pearls for the minium stone. If you put ender pearls in your magma crucible, turn them into liquid ender, and you need 4 ender pearls per liquid tesseract frame or empty tesseract frame. If you put in tesseract in your NEI, you see you've got a tesseract frame, so that's where you make that. So that's just tin, hardened glass and a diamond. Of course, your hardened glass is your pulverized obsidian and your lead. And then your tesseract frame goes into your liquid transposer with molten ender. You can see there it needs 1,000 millibuckets of ender, and if you look at ender pearl in the NEI and you look through the options you've got for ender pearl, looking for magma crucible, what am I doing here? I should have pressed U, not R. Just in case anyone doesn't know that, by the way, if you press R or if you click on an item there, it shows you how you make that item. If you mouse over it and press U, it'll show you what that item goes into. Just in case people didn't know. So there, magma crucible, you can see that 1 ender pearl gets you 250 millibuckets. So you need 4 ender pearls per tesseract frame. And that's for all the tesseracts are the same. You all need the same unattuned tesseracts. And then the unattuned tesseracts, you put different things around them to make them into the different types of actual tesseract there. So I made a couple of liquid tesseracts. So that's just a bit of tin, bit of silver, bit of copper, and one of them pneumatic servos that we've made before. So that's how I made them. So that's nice and straightforward. And the MFE, pretty straightforward. Just needed a bit of gold insulated cable and energy crystals. They're both straightforward to make. I won't bother showing them. The energy crystals, when I made them, they came out empty. Normally they come out red. It just came out grey, so I don't know if that's something that's changed. I'll make one real quick, 'cause I'm sure I'll find a use for them later on. Later on I'll be using diamonds to make these, because as you get later into the game you can get diamonds easier, and rubies are not quite so prevalent. Early game you want to be using rubies, but when you get to the point where you actually want to make chrome, which comes from ruby dust, and you can manufacture diamonds yourself from coal dust, you'll want to swap this around and use the diamonds later. Yeah, you see that the energy crystal comes out empty and grey, but it's still working the recipe, so that's all good. I'll just sling that in that messy chest for now. And I also needed a carbon, an advanced alloy plate for some reason, and I can't remember why. Oh, reinforced glass, that was it. Yeah, I upgraded the geothermal generator up to the Greg Tech one. So for that you need thermal generator, you need a bit of reinforced glass there, just a couple of circuits of Invar. And the reinforced glass needs a couple of your advanced alloys. Your advanced alloys you make it mixed metal ingot in a compressor. In a mixed metal ingot you just make it a rolling machine. Now there's loads of recipes for this. On the main server I've been using the vacuum frozen, where is it, that stuff, tungsten steel ingot, vacuum hardened. That gets you 9 ingots per recipe there. But when I made this yesterday I used, what did I use? I believe I used Invar. There we go, I used, now you can get bronze or brass. Obviously you only get 2 bronze. If you do 3 copper and 1 tin, I'll get you 2 bronze, or 3 copper and 1 tin, so the same amount in an alloy phase will get you 4 brass. So it's easy using brass and bronze wherever you can. So I use that recipe. I use Invar, brass and tin. And as your materials change and how much you've got, you want to be looking at which recipe is best for you. So, and that's that. So that's the stuff that I didn't cover yesterday, just to make the larder station. Make sure it's still alright. So that's still all good. I've not put the state cell in yet, so I'm going to cut the film in there. I'm probably going to finish this off, put the state cell in, make sure it works right, and make a bit more power, and then I shall be back. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, I've changed the setup a little bit. So now I've got a thing called a state cell there. And what a state cell does is, when the power gets cut to the inline here, the timer starts. When the timer finishes, the power from the output will go out. So the NOT gate will only turn back on, and hence turn the pump back on, once the timer has done whatever time you set it to. I've set it to 5 minutes. So whenever the liquid level drops, it'll turn off the liquid detector. That'll start the 5-minute timer. At the end of the 5-minute timer, that'll switch and the pump will turn back on. So that's what we do with that. So that's all good. So that's finished with now. So it's not as tidy as I'm gonna be like, but you know. So I'm babbling. You may notice this is version 1.0.1 now, which I didn't even know was out, but Star Wars TC told me, so thank you very much for that. So I've updated it to the actual proper version, not the beta. So we're good. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to make a couple more geotherms, a couple more MFEs if I've got the materials for it, and some cabling, and get these guys wired up. And that's all pretty boring stuff, so I'll do that off camera. So I'll see you in a bit. Hello, back again. So I've done a little bit of work out here, as you can see. I made a couple more the GregTech thermal generators, so the upgraded geotherms. A couple more MFEs, LV transformer, so I can run these guys off LV current. At the minute I've got these facing different ways. So this MFE is going to go matter fabricator, if I can make one soon rather than later. I think I might be able to make one pretty soon because I've got some shiny ingots out of that. Out of them chests that I found somewhere. So you can use shiny ingots to make the bits, the tricky bits you need for an MFE. So I may be able to make, MFE, a matter fab. So I may be able to make one sooner than later. If I can, I'll just make a little, another one of these to create some cobblestone like this one's doing. I'm actually making sand there at the minute. Cobblestone, and then cobblestone in the pulverizer, and I've got that mixed into sand. I've got sand filling the induction smelter up. So I make one of them, put it on top of a recycler. I can have the recycler here, and then I can feed the scrap into the matter fab and just get it going really slow. Get me a little bit of UU matter to start with. It won't be very quick at all, the amount of power that's going in, to be honest. But we'll see. It might not be worth doing. This side I'm going to put into a power converter and transfer into Buildcraft energy. Now this is all going to go at some point. This is just starting to set up. You find that no matter what you do at the beginning, I found anyway that I don't build a factory big enough. So at some point I'll be moving out of this place, building a bigger factory somewhere over there probably. You may notice the bees have gone. I've been getting an issue with the bees. For some reason I keep getting a message saying hostile. Why did that work? I can turn it on. Hostile environment, even though my bees are in a normal. These bees require normal, and this said normal, but it was saying hostile environment. So I'm not sure if it was too close to this wasteland, because it was very close to the wasteland there. If you remember, I had the same issue over here, which I thought it was because it was next to the Zycraft soil, but I don't know, maybe I'm just too close to that wasteland biome, even though, oops, stuck on a windmill, even though it shouldn't even matter really at all, but we'll see. So at the minute I've put them into here and it seems to be working out in here now, so we'll leave it there. Yeah. So what I'm going to make now is a power converter, because of course this is Ultimate Feed the Beast, so we might as well be doing stuff that's not in the Minecraft or the Direwolf packs. So what we need first is, if you look at the power converter stuff, you've got a consumer and a producer. So obviously one consumes power and the one produces it. So we're going to need a MV consumer, because we're coming out with an MFE, so it's going to be MV EU power. And we'll need a Buildcraft producer. So you make a producer just by putting a consumer in shapeless. So first thing we need to do is make an IC2 MV consumer, which is just an MV transformer, some gold around it. Now I've got the stuff to make an MV transformer, some machine block and some insulated gold cable. So we'll get that and then stick some gold around it. And that goes on there, I believe. And now we need a Buildcraft producer. So if we put in BC, it's actually BC, not MG. I thought it might have been MG. I was looking for MG at first. So we need a producer, so of course we need to make a consumer first. And that's just a Stirling engine or a steam engine. So my trusty Stirling engine over here, that's been producing my Buildcraft power, is unfortunately going to go. It turns out that Stirling engine has proved pretty useful. This may not work, of course. This may not. I may not have the anything like the power output to make this worth doing yet, but we'll see. So make a consumer, put it back in, turn it into a producer, and I'm just going to stick that there. Now in theory, all I need to do is start. In fact, let's do it with this. Let's do it with this. So if I stick this next to this, will it start filling up? Got the so that's not working yet. So I may have done it wrong. But let's. I wonder how you break these. The Omni wrench doesn't seem to break it. I'm going to risk it and smash it with a pick. Yep, that seemed alright. So BC producer. Just going to make sure it's not touching that geothermal. I don't think it'll make a difference, to be honest. But that definitely ain't working. Let me just use a bit of redstone conduit. I'm leaving this space here for a steam boiler. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Just if this system isn't worth doing. So at least we've got the arrow there now, so that might be what was causing the issue. We'll see. No, so that ain't working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look on the actual forum post for power converters, see how they work, because I obviously ain't doing it right. So I'm going to cut there again, and I shall be back in a bit. Hello there, I'm back once again. I actually recorded about another 10-15 minutes worth of material, but I messed up in the editing, deleted a bit my mistake, so I'll have to do all this bit again. I left you saying I was going to go check the wiki about the power converters. I didn't actually check the wiki. I did something in the NAI, which I just want to explain in case you don't know about. Obviously, if you've got nothing in there, then NAI shows all pages. What you can do, this item subsets up here, you can restrict it to a certain type of mod. So just click on that. I'm looking for power converters, so I've got a creative tab. Scroll down, and we've got power converters. If you double click that, it restricts it just to your power converters. Now this stuff here, this is always on, so this doesn't get restricted right. So there's some stuff that doesn't seem to have any place in the eye when it's restricted, but it's got rid of most of it. And as you can see, this bit here is like your power converter stuff. Now I looked through these. We've got loads of consumers and producers, like I already made, for factorization, steam and stuff. But what we also got is a universal charger. It's interesting, and an energy bridge. Now energy bridge, I thought that sounds like maybe what I'm missing, so I made one. And I put it in between the MV consumer and the BC producer, and lo and behold, it worked. And it's filled this up nicely. That's filled back up now. It took pretty much the full MFE to fill that up, and obviously because I've had to start recording again, it's had time to fill that back up again. So that's alright. I'm not sure what I've missed when I stopped recording. Well, I know some things. I did mention something about my bees not working over here. I don't know if that's in the bit I've already done or not, but my bees was getting an issue where it said it was in the wrong hostile environment, so I moved them over there. So nothing else been done with them, just moved. So that might be in the video twice. But what I also did, I made this thing here. Now this is how I do my water transfer. I actually showed you, actually recorded myself making this, but that's been lost. I was moving my Ignis extruder for my processing setup I'm going to be putting down here, and to get a water source for it. Now because this is just going to be producing cobble, so it only actually needs filling up once, because when you make cobble in one of them, it doesn't actually use the water or the lava, you just have to put it in. But I set it up anyway because I wanted to have the water source ready. So all this is, it's 3 aqueous accumulators with water on either side, so they fill up nice and quick. An aqueous accumulator, you need water on 2 sides of it for it to fill up quick. And then that's just a liquid tesseract set to water. I've disabled the redstone just in case. I tend to disable redstone on tesseracts and energy cells unless I specifically need the redstone on, because sometimes I've set up systems where a redstone pulse has turned it off that I've not thought about, so I've got into the habit I just disable them all the time. I've set that to send only, and send only water, so I've got frequency 1's lava, frequency 2's water. So now whenever I need water, all I've got to do is place a liquid tesseract down, set it to water, and I've got water. Now on my main server I've got the same setup as this, and it's running 2 steam boilers, a couple of Ignis extruders, carpenter with water in it. So this will probably do you for all the water you ever need, so you don't have to keep setting up separate water sources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting up my ore processing. Now I need to make some more stuff really to actually finish this off, but the basic gist of it is start off with a pulverizer at this end. On top of the pulverizer we want Ignis extruder, like so. Now pulverizer's got power of course. Now I would like to run the cable underneath, but the way I have this work is I have a lot of the stuff ejecting to the bottom, so I suppose I could have it ejecting to the back, but I have stuff ejecting to the bottom, so I run the power line on the back. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this little liquid tesseract I've made. Now that's set to input from the top. Now because this Ignis extruder is only ever going to be like cobble, this is going to be a dedicated cobble making extruder, I can disable all the other inputs and outputs. I want input from the top. First of all I want lava, so that's going to fill up that side with lava, and now I'll switch it to water, and that's going to fill up that side of water. So that's the beauty of having this tesseract system with your water and your lava. You can just, whenever you need a source, you've got it, so that's nice. So we can get rid of that now. You also missed a creeper below the wall up here, so now I'm bringing more stuff out here. I'm actually going to have to get rid of this wall and actually put proper full-size walls in, I think. And because of that, I'm just going to go sleep real quick, and we'll carry on in a minute. So what that does is that produces cobble on demand and feeds the cobble, what it will do. I'll set it up right, so I want the bottom to be an output actually, so we can turn that off. So that's just going to run forever producing cobble. Now we want this to input, so I'm just going to turn all them off for a second until we need them. So this is going to take cobble, which is good. Need that to be a power output, and then that's an input, so you can ignore that bit, that won't affect it, but we've got output coming from the cell and we're inputting into the pulverizer. So what that's going to do is keep pulverizing all that into sand. We want the sand to go to the right. Now the reason why we need the underneath clear is because that's also going to produce gravel as a byproduct. You get a chance of producing gravel, so we need somewhere for that to go, otherwise it'll jam the system up. So the next thing along the line is going to be induction smelter. Now that's going to take the sand from there, and we're going to feed in from the top our ores. So that's going to process our ores, and it's going to create for us some rich slag. So the ores are going to be outputted to the bottom. the ingots, and the rich slag is going to get outputted to the right, where we're going to have a second, ignore that, we're going to have a second induction smelter that's going to have rich slag fed straight into this slot, and then whichever ore we've got the least of, which is either going to be copper, probably going to be copper to be honest, copper will get fed into this induction smelter and use the rich slag that gets created by all the other stuff going into this one. So then you're actually using your rich slag for something useful then. And it said output again for the bottom, and then these will go to wherever ingots and stuff's going to go. So that's going to be the setup there. So that's pretty much what I showed you in the last one. Unfortunately I've not made all the rest of the stuff because I've run out of materials. So I need to go mining again. So I'm down to 2 copper, so I can't really make much stuff. In the next episode, in between this and next, I'm going to sort all these out. I'm going to upgrade some to gold and actually sort out my materials. I believe I said I was going to do a matter fabricator here. I've actually thought about that more. I'm actually going to start setting up my applied and logistics system here, because that obviously needs power. I'm going to power that from this MFE. So I can get rid of these barrels, use the ME chest that I've made, I'll get all my materials into that, and start building a system around that. So I think that's all I covered in the last bit that I lost. For the next episode, I'm also going to have a check on my wall, see where we're up to, carry on. We don't really have to get on with the mob spawn and stuff, but now we've got EU power, so that's good. We've got buildcraft power, so that's good. I'm using a power converter. Need to see if that can keep up once it starts running at a decent rate. I think I'm going to make a steam boiler still, but I'm in no rush for it now, which is good. So I guess next is we need to go hunting skeleton spawners, really. I'm also going to set up a little system for recharging my jetpack that I mentioned. At the minute my jetpack's in that one, and that should be pretty straightforward. It's just going to need this chest moving. This is the chest that everything's in. So this chest will be getting moved over here. There'll be a couple of filters around and a bit of pipe work and a timer. And what that'll do is that'll feed the jetpack in and out of one of these MFEs, probably that one. And I'll be able to charge my jetpack on the go all the time. So yeah, I reckon that'll be the next episode. Skeleton stuff and getting that sorted. So I'm going to do a bit off camera, and then the second episode should be up today as well. Once this one's uploading, I'll start recording the second. So hopefully this wasn't too disjointed and I didn't mess up too much when I deleted some stuff. I don't know if I've repeated stuff or missed stuff out. I apologise if I have. And I hope you join me next time. So for now, I'll say bye and cheers. I'll catch you next time.